I went to River Wye simply to look around the town, and unexpectedly I came across this event.
Can I just say a huge thank you for everybody turning up this evening. Really, really appreciate it. What I wanted to do with meeting up in Ross, I did with this in Monmouth 2 weeks ago, and so many people said we didn't have a chance to come and support. So tonight, the chairman of Ross Angling Club, I've got the friends from the Upper Wye, we've got a group from the Lower Wye, a mixture of everybody here tonight because we want to bring us all together and unite. I really struggle with this microphone. So this isn't what I do. You know, I detest being in the public eye like this. I love just waddling in the water and embracing the water and enjoying what the beauty we have in the Wye. But I've been swimming at 35 years now. I'm in every single day, unless it's in obviously flood. I sleep on its banks, I kayak it, and I absolutely adore every 155 miles of it. And I never speak up about things, but to watch the decline, especially in the last 5 years, I would say it's pitiful. It pains me to the core. I spend a lot of my spare time below the surface. I love monitoring the salmon and the eels and just playing below there. I take people swimming, but when I take people swimming, I teach them how to appreciate and respect the water. So it's all about the wildlife. It's all about what the Wye gives us, and nature doesn't have a voice, but we do. And I feel that we all need to come together to represent that today. Would you be able to hear me without the microphone? Yeah. That is just not me at all. Right, that's the share. Okay, can we turn that off? I can shout loud. I really can shout loud. Okay, so my voice is just one voice, and I've been hammering it for years, like many of you, and watched the decline of our gorgeous Wye. You know, we have let the Wye decline in such a way that we have lost so much of the wildlife, so much of the flora, the fauna. We have businesses that totally abuse this as an open sewer, and this is the big problem. It's not anything to do with what we're doing. Obviously we can do our bit, yeah, and so, but it is getting hammered by the water companies, and we know by the poultry farms, you know. And what's happening is the amount of phosphates that's going into the water. They're growing maize, the fields are saturated in the winter. We've got hardly any trees on the side or grass to absorb that. If we stopped doing what we was doing now, the phosphates would last in the land on the Wye for 5 to 10 years, you know. So if we stopped it now, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. I wrote articles, I've been out there, and I thought, how can I possibly draw attention to this visually? So I had this crazy idea of getting a coffin. I've got this coffin, and then one of my clients had this really amazing person, their husband, who transformed this into what it's looking like today. And that's why the attention has been brought. I've had so much publicity in the last few weeks from just taking this out, you know, and people are starting to listen now. The BBC have been out there, The Guardian I've been doing interviews with, and it's all because I put a coffin in the water. So if we've got to do it that way, we will. But we have got to change this. And people say, how do you change this? You know, we have got to stop people polluting, companies polluting. And how do we do that? Well, not all farmers are bad farmers. You know, there's really good farmers out there. But there's some that have just bought up the land along the Wye, who've put massive amounts of chicken in there, on there. Then all of that is being washed into the water. We've got to stop that. And we say about putting millions into it. If we're going to put millions into it and give it to the farmers to do that, they've got to do that job. They can't pocket that and off they go again. We've got to stop them doing that. And the water companies, did anyone see me on Panorama? You know, I think it's disgusting. I sleep out at night because I watch what's going on at night time on the river. Lots of stuff goes on at night time when people don't think we're even watching. You know, I see when the sewerage is coming in, you know, I film it. I see when the pipes are going under the water instead of on top of the water, and they're pumping in the ship below the surface because I spend my time below the surface. If I swim a section in the day and it doesn't taste right and I see something, I go and sleep by that section for the night and I monitor what's going on. There's illegal, they're taking out water with extraction. Some people don't even have license for that. When we had the very low levels recently, we had extraction pumps coming out all over. A lot of them didn't even have licenses. Some of the licenses were given out in 1966 and they haven't even been checked since then. You know, so the levels that they were given that they could take it in, the fishermen can't fish because the river's too low, but you can still extract the water from there. And a lot of those extraction pipes, they don't have filters on the end, so if there's anything in the water, it gets sucked up onto the field and we've lost it. You know, there is a solution, but we've got to change. We've got to get a law. If we had bathing status on this river, and I wouldn't care, I have a wild swim business, but I wouldn't even care if I lost my business. I really don't care because material things you can keep. This river is so important. So as a wild swimmer, wild swimmers has increased by 325% in 1 year. People are thinking about their health. You know, firstly, we have to think of the river's health. It's so important that we do that. So what I'd like to do today, this coffin, obviously the death of the Wye, I'm going to be taking that up to the beach, walking along here. I'm going to have a procession. Hopefully I've got 6 bearers that will help me carry it. Then when I get up to the beach, I'm going to go in at the beach and I'm going to swim back with it. And if you want to join me swimming or kayaking, whatever, keep your heads up. But can I just say, we are doing this for our river because we love it, but we're doing it for our generation to come. It's so lovely to see children here today because we are really messing things up and we really have got to change, you know. It pains me to the core. People say, what will you do for the river? I'll take it the whole way. I really will. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take the coffin up to the beach. We're going to have, what's your name? Jackie is going to be our drummer. She's going to lead the way. Can I have 6 bearers that will carry the coffin for me? Come on, let's have some nice
I was going to say a brief word. I've stood over a lot of coffins, but this is what I don't want to bury.
Go, Catherine! they've got a 3-page article on the department. Well, come on, real quick, I think. The rakes of that idiot who cleared the side of the river. He took all the trees out. That's what stopped farmland at the back. It's just full of nutrients and stuff. So.